Welcome back, and we're moving into our second conversation for today as we get all the details about the upcoming Special Olympics Belize Fun Run. We have joining us this morning the National Director, Philip Marin. We have a volunteer, Erlette Thomas, and we have one of the athletes, Theodore Jex. Good morning and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Good morning, Marin. Good morning,
Yeah, you know, it's always nice to have you guys in with us. Special Olympics is definitely something that we focus on, the country and a whole focus on. But as the director, Philip Marin, national director actually, talk to us about some of the work that you guys are doing. And we know that we've got this big fun run coming up, so we want to hear about that as well.
Before I go into our organization details, just a correction there. Mrs. Thomas cannot make it today, so we have a replacement, Miss Carol Brannon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also a volunteer?
Yeah, also
Okay.
a volunteer.
Belize District Administrative Lead.
Okay.
Our organization is an organization that provides sporting training and competition for athletes with intellectual disability. We focus more on creating an environment, creating a community for inclusion and acceptance, where our athletes can be given equal opportunities to compete regardless of ability or disability.
Now, Special Olympics Belize has been a very important element of how persons with disabilities are able to take on what we call inclusive exercises. And it's so important to have the support of the wider community, the parents, and the schools. And I want to jump into you as a volunteer, Ms. Brannon. Tell me how you first got involved with Special Olympics Belize and what prompted you to do so?
Well, I'm the counselor for government primary schools in the Belize district. So one of my schools is Marin School. So that's where I learned more about Special Olympics. I've seen them participate in different events. And the people who have been the administrative lead for Belize district are my friends. So I get pulled into volunteering and assisting with whatever games or whatever activities are coming up. So that's how I got introduced, because I work at Marin School. But I also see that our students with disabilities or with special abilities they excel when it comes to sports. That is one of the things that they are very good at. Regardless, even those with some physical disabilities, when it comes to sports, you see them excel. You see how they enjoy participating. So this year, I am officially a part of a committee and not pulled in. And I'm working to help to make Special Olympics better and to create better environments for our athletes.
Now, and I love that you have the experience in working with the schools as well, because it's one of the things, I don't know how many people are aware of the multitude of abilities that children with diverse abilities possess. And many of them are star athletes. What is the reaction that you see when you see the students engaging in any kind of physical activity? And this is for either of you. You wouldn't be able to tell that there were students with diverse abilities if you were just passing by watching them playing sports. You would not be able to tell. And that's one of the things that I love, because through sports we can teach them so much. We can use it to teach them discipline. We can even use it to do math and language, depending on what exactly we're pushing for when it comes to the sports, and teaching them how to participate in these different sports. And we also get to expose them to different parts of Belize, because when we have national games, it's in a different district. So they get to travel as well and to meet other students from the other districts.
What's the parental support like? Because you know, in situations like this, if some folks might say, you know what, I look at my child much more as delicate, and then, you know, it's difficult for me to want to even have them out. What's the parental support like in terms of Special Olympics?
It is very strong right now at the primary school level. But most of the time when the athletes leave primary school, they are not engaged in Special Olympics. So that's what we are trying to promote right now. When they leave high school, we wanna create a part where they can continue to be a part of Special Olympics, And the parental support is very strong right now. The parents always come out with a child in whatever activities that we are having. Just to add to Marlene's question, currently we have some of our athletes that are competing at the high level in football right now.
Wow.
Nice.
We have a couple of them in the Premier League competing.
Excellent. And that brings me over to Theodore. Theodore, they always bring you on as one of the best runners in Special Olympics. How are you going to do this year?
This year, I'm gonna doing good. I'm proud of myself.
Are you one of the fastest runners?
Yeah,
Are you the fastest runner?
not really.
Are you working on becoming the fastest runner?
Sometimes.
Theodore, why do you like participating in the Special Olympics Games? What do you like about it?
Well, to me, it's pretty good. Having sportsmanship.
Besides running, what other sport do you compete in? And what other sport are you good at?
Football. Running.
If I'm not mistaken, Theodore, I also see you doing karate.
Yeah. No, judo.
Okay.
Judo. Good job. How old are you, Theodore?
17.
17. Okay. So Theodore is a great example. He is a very exceptional runner and overall athlete. What do you do to work with the athletes? You have your regional games, you have your national games, and you have some smaller activities as well that you host. What do you do to work with them to help to build their athletic talent?
Right now we have trained coaches in each district where before we compete in any one of our sporting, our athletes go through 8 weeks training in whatever sport. First we start off with football.
Okay.
After football, then we're gonna move to basketball, volleyball. Then the last activity will be bocce and track and field.
Yeah.
So our main thing is to prepare our athletes for competition. That is our main goal. So before they compete in whatever sporting event, they need to go through 8 weeks training. Currently, we are competing right now in football. We are at the local level at this moment.
Nice.
Okay.
And how do you gauge? I mean, you made a point of saying children with intellectual abilities because some of the sports aren't adaptable or haven't been adapted as yet in Belize to children with physical disabilities. But how do you gauge which child will be able to participate, or is it open to everyone?
To participate in any Special Olympics event, you can be either an athlete, a partner, or a volunteer. An athlete means that you have intellectual disability, and for you to classify as an athlete, you need to fill out the registration form. You need to go through a medical checkup, fill up the medical checkup, and somebody from the Educational Support Service from NARCI era need to identify you as a special athlete, a special athlete.
Okay.
And for you to be a partner, that's the partner that is the one without intellectual disability. It can be anybody that want to compete with our athlete or want to play on the same team with our athlete, which we call Unify.
Yeah.
And to be a volunteer, we have different class of volunteer. You can be a one-day volunteer. You could be a volunteer that, as a coach, where you can have direct contact with our athletes, or you could be a volunteer where you just come in and officiate on these things.
Okay.
International competition, how is that like for us? What is it like for the athlete, and what are we best at?
Right now, currently, we are focusing on five sports. But first, we used to do 3, just athletics, bocce, and football.
Okay.
And every 4 years, we compete at the world level, world games.
Wow.
The last one was in 2015 in Los Angeles, where we had four of our athletes from Dangria competing in bocce. So right now, we are focusing. The next game will be in 2019 in Dubai.
Wow.
So right now we're trying to see how we can take more than 4 athletes to Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fundraising that you'll have to go through.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the fun run and the purpose of this particular event.
I will, Miss Brandon will talk about
Uh-huh.
the fun run.
So the Fun Run is one of the events that we have annually, the first Saturday in April, and the point of this is more awareness, but we also use it for fundraising. As you can see, all of us have on the shirts. This is one of the things that we do for fundraising. So we're selling shirts, the Special Olympics Belize shirt, and this year we're doing Running for Rights. So
nice.
we have education and care, health care, play and rest, and inclusion, regardless of abilities. So we're selling shirts, $10 kids and $15 adults, and this is a major fundraising event that we do annually that is happening across the country. Every district committee is selling shirts. And it's more about awareness. It's not to see who will come in first, although we will have people who will want to see who will win the fun run. But it's about having the community come out and support us and become more aware of what Special Olympics is, to see who our athletes are, to sign up to volunteer if they want to do that, just to promote awareness of Special Olympics Belize.
And it is being coordinated countrywide.
Yes. All the races are starting at 6 a.m. We have in Toledo at PG Central Park, in Orange Walk at Orange Walk Central Park, in Stan Creek at BTL Park, Belize is Stella Maris School, Cayo, Belmopan George Brown Field, and Corozal is also Central Park. So each race is starting at 6 a.m. We're asking that if people are coming out to run, that they come a little earlier, because what we're doing is having a registration process so that we know how many people come out, and if you want to be a volunteer, you can indicate that on the registration form as well.
And the run starts at what time?
At 6. So we're asking you to come before 6 so you can register.
Okay.
We want to encourage public to support us by purchasing a t-shirt. The t-shirt is $15 adult and $10 for children. You can still participate in the run without the t-shirt, but we encourage you to
Of
purchase
course, we
the
want to help
t-shirt.
you raise the funds, so that's why you buy the T-shirt. Now, I want to bring it back to, I think, what is the fundamental issue here, and it is the wider community showing support for what is deemed a vulnerable group of persons, children with special ability, with diverse abilities. How have you found the support in putting together this event and in the work that you do?
So far, the support, I can say, is coming but slowly, because we run the organization on support from the public, from donors. That's the way how we run our organization. So this is one of our first event that is the fun run, and it's coming slowly, but we will go ahead with it. We're hoping that we can get more people to support us, to come on board and support us.
What type of support do you need?
Mostly financial.
Yeah.
Financial support and human too. We need a lot of, because the organization is run by volunteer.
That's right.
I'm the only paid staff on the organization. So most of the self, I'm the one that doing the day-to-day running of the organization. But we have more than 50 volunteers throughout the country. And when we talk about athletes, about 108 athletes, along with partners, which is about 100 partners. So we have close to 300 athletes partners that we cater for throughout the year.
Yeah.
And in terms of signing up for the run, is there a fee to it?
No, which is very important. All our activities are free. You don't need to pay for nothing. You just come in, register, and you participate. Same with our sporting discipline, our football, basketball. Once you're interested to be a part, you just register, go through the proper registration procedure, and you just join our organization.
And the route here in Belize City, there's a junior and there's an adult, right?
Yes. In Belize City, both runs start at Stella Maris School. The junior route is Stella Maris School, continuing on to Princess Margaret Drive, turning on to St. Thomas Street, back on Freetown, and back to Stella Maris School, which is about 1.5 miles. The senior route is Stella Maris School, continuing on Princess Margaret Drive, going on to Newtown Barracks, into Barrack Road, into Freetown, and then back into Princess Margaret Drive, where we finish at Stella Maris School, and that's about 3 miles. And you don't have to run. You can walk.
You can walk, yes.
Yes. Now, let's bring Theodore back into the conversation. Theodore, tell us about some of the things that you like to do with Special Olympics.
Well, like to do bocce.
What's bocce?
Bocce is when you get closer to the Polina.
You're being shy with us today, Theodore. Usually you're a talker. Actually,
I'm not shy.
I know you're not shy. You've been on the show many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a good bocce player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Which one is your best sport? Football, bocce, or running?
3 of those.
But which one are you the best at?
Football,
Football.
All right, excellent.
What position do you play?
defend.
Okay. I thought you were scoring the goals. You block.
No, just pass the ball
Oh,
to
you pass
another
the ball.
person.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So you'll be running on Saturday? You'll run the shorter one or the longer one?
I prefer the longer one.
Okay. So you can test out your skills. All right. Good. So, and of course, Theodore is a great representative. Theodore is very athletic and joins in many of the sports. What else would you like to tell us about why people should show their support to Special Olympics Belize?
As I mentioned before, that because of our what we do for the children that are left out, and we want to create this community where they are accepted and given equal chance to compete with the others in whatever activity that is done in the country. And also for them to get exposed, because we also compete international too. So we want to give them the opportunity to compete international. And other than that, we also focus on healthy living, and where we have different seminars promoting the health issues and these things, you know.
Yeah. And Ms. Brandon, from the psychosocial aspect, having the kids interact and also be active?
Yeah, I think the fact that they are interacting not only with other children with intellectual disabilities, but they're interacting with the community as a whole, the volunteers, because at the National Games, I think we had volunteers from BEL and from different businesses as well coming out. And so that interaction, showing them that they are accepted and they are included and they are being catered for, I think really helps to boost their morale. When they're on shows like Theodore is with us today, when they see their pictures up on Facebook and all that, I think they really bask in that opportunity.
You know, I was thinking about that, especially after meeting Johnny out in Panama. From a special needs student join a sporting discipline after playing a game, and this is something that we reflected on in our eye opener this morning. What does it do for that student or that child?
It builds up their morale. They become more confident. They want to participate and they want to do more. You know, so it helped them. It helped them to adapt easily into the society.
As a director, what do you say to parents who would say, you know what, I really don't want my child to be out there, as much as he or she is a special needs child? What do you say to parents who would prohibit such thing?
Is to bring out the child and give them the opportunity to be a part of Special Olympics, where we cater for them and where we give them that chance to express themselves through sports.
It's also great for the other athletes when it comes to unified sports. Talk about the impact of the other athletes who do not have intellectual disabilities and interact with the special athletes.
The partners are the group that boosts up the athletes, boost them up, where they interact with them as showing them the basic fundamentals of passing when it comes to football or basketball, show them how to control themselves when they're in public in a large group, and they assist them in every way possible to make them a better athlete.
I think it also helps because it reduces the stigma associated with what these athletes can and cannot do, what individuals with special needs can and cannot do, because we still have that stigma associated with people with diverse abilities. So the fact that they're able to compete and sometimes compete at the same level or even better than some of the people without these diverse abilities helps to boost that morale. And we know that peer-to-peer talking is one of the ways that information gets around. So to have them partner with these athletes and to have them see that, you know what, they're just like me and you. And will talk about that with others. So that also helps to reduce that stigma that we have when it comes to students with diverse abilities.
All right, and once again, we go back to the Special Olympics motto, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me...
Brave in attempt.
That's right. I knew you knew that
Yes,
one.
Theodore.
So most importantly, we want to remind everybody that the fun run takes place on Saturday all over the country. So you can find a fun run in your district and show your support. The flyers on Facebook, and
the routes are also on Facebook for each district.
that's right. And purchase a T-shirt, 15 for adults, 10 for children. Take the kids out. It is a fun run, which means you don't have to race. You can stroll and be comfortable in the activity itself, but you are showing your support for the athletes and for Special Olympics Belize. Any final words, guys?
I just want to say thanks to our donors that have been supporting Special Olympics. And if you're in the district and you want to be a part of our fun run coming this Saturday, if you are in Corozal, you can contact Elias Canton. His phone number is 626-5664. If you're in Arindra, you can contact Miss Eluda Baptista. The number is 607-8430. Belize, it is Miss Brannon. Her number is 615-0033. In Belmopan, it is Miss Camille Espat. Number 621-5815. Dangria, Mr. Narman Coco, 653-7116. In PG, it is Mr. Glenford Hines, 602-2721, and you can contact me as the National Director. Our phone number is 671-5641. You can visit our Facebook page, Belize Special Olympics Belize.
All right. And do show your support. Thank you all for stopping in. Theodore, I'm pretty sure you're going to do very good in that run, right?
Yes, Mom.
That's right. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the upcoming Land and Housing Expo with representatives of DFC and CE Buildings. So stay tuned.